Hey guys, it's Nimius. I'm back with more Performing Arts Banner coverage. I feel like I've done absolutely everything I can to cover this banner, so with the release of the banner itself, we can finally get the stats, and we can finally get the complete picture of these heroes. That said, I think in this video I'll go over each hero, give you my opinions on them, their potential best builds, and I'll even rank them from worst to best, and even suggest how to summon it for this. But before we start with the rankings and analysis, let's go look at and admire the new art. Whoever drew all these heroes did a very good job. This is obviously with the custom background to really bring out the heroes' looks. Olivia looks freakishly good. She's so stunning. Inigo, Laszlo, that's too sassy. That's no comment. Yeah, Azura looks beautiful, of course. Her special's kind of strange in that she closes her eyes, but you know, at least she's still pretty. Finally, Shigure. Shigure looks pretty good. If only he was actually good. Yeah. Let's go through everything, anyways. Here's Shigure. How he looks like. Really nice sleeve. Really like it. Reminds me of basketball players. Normal attacking pose, special pose, hurt pose. This is not freakishly lewd, thank goodness. Here's Azura. Whoever drew Azura did a very good job. The veil really adds to her, and she just looks very stunning and really reminds you of Azura. Some of these artists take their own impression way too far. This isn't it, however, and I really like this picture of her. Her attacking pose, really nice still. The special pose, however, I just don't quite understand why she closes her eyes, but still looks really cool. And her hurt pose, oh boy. Quite lewd. She kind of looks upset, as like, why are you taking off my clothing, kind of upset. No comment. Here's Laszlo, Inigo. Looks too sassy for me. Looks really, no comment. Alright, here's his attacking pose. Of course, looks pretty nice like this. Special pose, he's really freaking happy and there's flowers everywhere. Okay. That's flowery. What the heck? What is with this hurt pose? I guess if Amelia turns around when she gets hit, I guess it's only natural if Laszlo does it too. Olivia, to end things off, really nice picture of her. Kind of shy, really pretty. Fits her character really well. Attacking pose, looks really nice, of course. She's a really beautiful girl. Special pose, wow. And her hurt pose, wow. That's a lot of clothing to come off. I mean, she's not even wearing much, it's just like clothing damage. But yeah, let's go back to the rankings analysis. Shigure is unfortunately the worst hero of this banner. There's just no way of dancing around this. Wow, what a bad pun. Alright, okay, so his base BST, which is base stat total, is 139. That's actually the lowest in the game, not just in this banner. And it wouldn't matter as much if his allocation was better, but his allocation is really poor for his stats. He's mediocre across the board. It's highlighted by his attack and speed. 31 attack, that's not enough. And at 29 speed, that's not enough to double. So 31 attack, even with Blurred Blade Plus, which I imagine would be his best weapon, he would need a lot of stats to kill anything besides red heroes. And at 29 speed, it's really hard to keep him alive because everything can double him, and he'll rarely double anything else. Granted, I think you can raise that quite a bit. Say, if you get lucky, get a plus speed Shigure, use your summoner support boost, use life and death. You can make that to a usable level, but with all that cost and that commitment, I just don't think it's worth it. So considering Blurred Blade Plus and life and death just to reach a decent amount of speed, because he doesn't have enough attack to one-shot anything besides red heroes. All that in consideration, he's not great. I definitely don't suggest you guys summon for him. If you like Shigure, I'm really sorry if you do, because I know a lot of people like Shigure. He's definitely not a good hero to get here. Granted, if you're gonna go for every hero, it's nice to have him. Support heroes are great no matter what. Even if they suck at attacking, that's fine. They're support heroes. But when we're looking at this banner and we're keeping in mind the offensive ability and offensive potential of all these singers and dancers, Shigure definitely comes off as the weakest one here. Alright, so Inigo is much better than Shigure, mostly because of the stat allocation. Even though his BST is only 1 higher at 140, it's allocated much better in that he has more speed. Now, speed matters so much in this game because speed could be the difference between getting hit twice or get hit once, or the difference between attacking twice or attacking only 1 time. With that said, having more speed is usually a better combination of attacking and defending, in most cases anyways. At 33 speed, that's actually a fairly good amount. It puts him at the same base speed as Ninian, as Azura, as Olivia, the 3 dancers we already have. So if you guys know how your Olivias, your Azuras are working out right now, it's probably going to work out for Inigo in terms of speed anyways. Now, I imagine Inigo would make best use of Ground Blade. I don't think he makes good use of Grand Raven. I don't think he can take a shot from like Braveland or something, even with that boost. I think he could just still die from that. So I'm going to assume it's Ground Blade. And Ground Blade, with that speed, he can reach enough speed to really fight off blue heroes and do some damage versus green heroes. Though considering that versus green mages, he's not going to stand a chance. He has 20 res, guys, and versus Julia, who often carries green Tonebreaker, it's just not going to go well. With all that in mind though, Inigo still has more potential because he's easier to keep around, as his speed prevents him from getting doubled, and with his stat totals, he can probably take 1 shot, especially if you run Fury. And he has enough speed that sometimes he can double, and if you run him a Blade Tome, that might be just good enough. But yeah, Inigo definitely has some potential, and he's not bad at all. I had some trouble putting Olivia ahead of Inigo, because I think they're so comparable in their potentials, but Olivia does have slightly better speed, and her ability to use Poison Dagger really changes things. For those who don't know, Poison Dagger is why Kagero is so good in this game. Poison Dagger is anti-infantry, and given her stat allocations, that actually puts her quite a good position. At 28 res, she can take a decent shot from most mages, and as long as she has enough speed to not get doubled, she can actually counterattack or attack with a Poison Dagger, which is, you know, usually enough to kill them in 1 shot. Granted, her attack is not great, but the Poison Dagger bonus is pretty significant. Given her speed at 34, she has quite a bit of potential in that department. If you run Fury, if you get a plus speed Olivia, you easily reach 40 speed, and you'll have the defensive stats to take a hit and then counterattack. That's not to mention Olivia already has a really good B slot skill, and for C slot, that's up to you. For specials, I think it's up to you as well, but if you run Fury, I think Iceberg is probably the best thing to get with her. In any case, Olivia has quite a bit of potential because she's a dancer hero that can use Poison Dagger, which makes her better than Kagero because she has that supporting element to her, unlike Kagero. Running Olivia means even if she cannot engage, she can at least support with dance, and by dancing someone, she actually improves their stats, right? Yeah, Olivia is really, really good. Maybe even an S-rank hero, we'll see. But she, for the moment at least, she's at least the best colorless dagger hero available in the game. And finally, we get to Azura. I think Azura is definitely the best hero here. She has the highest BST at 149, and comparing that to, say, Shigure at 139, those extra 10 stat points went to the right places as well. She has 32 attack base, 34 speed base. That's actually really acceptable. Considering her legendary weapon, Aurora, I know I probably said that wrong, don't kill me, please, thanks. That gets her to 48 attack with a neutral attack. And if she gets plus speed, which I think is ideal, it's 37 speed, and if you run Fury, that's 40 speed, 51 attack. Very respectable across the board. And you keep in mind the fact that she's, you know, a support hero. She has Sync. That really makes her a lot better off than a lot of heroes. Granted, if you use Fury or any other ace skill, you're giving up TA3. And you don't have to give up TA3, you can just use TA3. TA3 is really good, allows her to survive versus heroes like Reinhardt, for example. At 28 res, you would. Granted, if he has like Quicken Pulse Moonbow and he's Horse Emblem buffed, you probably don't survive that. But you're fighting against AI, you can separate it, you can make it happen. Yeah. Anyways, Azura is just the best one here. She has the best combination stats, least commitment to make her usable or very good, and her C skill, Drive Res 2, is very decent. Not to mention her axe, Aurora, has a very good ability. The +3 to all attack, defense, speed, and res, yeah, that really helps Blade Tome users. You would basically buff them up to their maximum. It's going to be off because, you know, technically the maximum is +4 to everything, but that's still a whole ton of extra damage, and all she has to do is just sing or dance them. That really helps. Azura is definitely the best one here, in my opinion. And with that said, if you guys are summoning for this banner, I would really just suggest summoning only for greens. The reason for that is I have Inigo and Olivia as second and third, very, very closely tied. But when you keep in mind that when you summon for banner with multiple heroes in the same color, you get a much better percentage to get them. Granted, the percentage is split, but because it's Inigo and Azura and it's for dancers and singers, to which you can use them really well in things like Arena Assault just by having them, because you guys know in Arena Assault you can't use the same heroes again, so having another dancer or singer significantly helps you out in those situations, since you can't just use multiple Olivias or multiple Azuras, for example. With all that in mind, I personally am only going to be pulling greens, and I'll be pulling today, by the way, at 7:40 Eastern Time, but you know, advertising, whoops, just pull all green. You'll maximize your chances of getting a 5-star focus hero, which is Azura and Inigo, and they're both very good. The one hero that I definitely don't suggest you pull for is Shigure. He's the worst of this bunch, but if you do decide to pull for Shigure, it's still better than going to Colorless Hell, which is Olivia. But if you go for Colorless Hell, I cannot blame you at all. Olivia, I think, has tons of potential. She's really, really good. They're all really, really good. In comparison with everyone, I have it ranked as Shigure 4th, Inigo, I just said Innis, whoops, Inigo barely 3rd, closely behind Olivia at 2nd, and then Azura a clear 1st. So yeah, I suggest you guys just pull for greens, maximize your chances of getting a 5-star singer or dancer, and yeah, just go from there. Anyways, this was Nimius. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Oh, and subscribe and like. Thanks.